Hello Sagittarius, it's Crystal Raven coming to you with the October read. Today we are going to be using the Next World Tarot as the overall energy for the month. And then we will be using the Gilded Tarot and the Spellcasters. All of them have been shuffled off camera and put the intention into just to save on time. I'll shuffle once in front of you so you know I shuffled, but just so you know all the major shuffling was done off screen, again, just to save time. I'm not doing personals right now, and at the end of the read, I pull from the bottom of the deck, and then that's just the conclusion of the read. So if you stick around to the end, you'll be able to see that. I am reading for the sign of Sagittarius, that's Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and this is for the month of October. So let's go ahead and get started. Spirits to guide me, angels to protect me, goddesses and my God. Thank you for today. Thank you for all the things that come into our lives, the things that we realize, the messages that you give us. Thank you for letting me do a reading for Sagittarius for the month of October. Help me see the signs that they need to know. Help me to give the messages that they need to hear. Thank you. All right, guys, one shuffle. Okay, Spirit, one card, please, for the month of October for Sagittarius. Or two. Oh, bottom of the deck. I'll pull and I'll stick right here. What do we get? Ah, okay, well, we got Temperance. There's Sagittarius, so comes right out. And then Judgment, which is Fire in Aries, which is good. It's good. That means things are balancing out. Temperance and Judgment. Judgment always comes out like it's justice in a way. It's like being able to have your own justice. It's balance. Temperance is balance. It's like fixing things, making things right. And with justice, things get fixed and get put back to balance. Let's go into the tarot and see what the tarot says. Spirit, give me some messages for Sagittarius for October. Messages for Sagittarius for October. Messages for Sagittarius for October. That's it for the spellcasters. First, we got the King of Wands with the Knight of Swords in reverse, with the Four of Wands, with the Ace of Swords, and the Chariot. I like that. I like this energy. Automatically, immediately, what I'm getting is that there was no communication, and then all of a sudden, once the communication happened, it fixed the relationship and balance was brought in. That's exactly what I'm getting from this. There was like, sometimes like the Knight of Swords can be just a lot of communication. It doesn't necessarily have to be the right kind of communication. And then when it's reversed, it's like there's no talking at all. And there could have been a lot of talking previously, but then the communication stopped. And once the communication started again, it was just the truth. There was no just talking about whatever. It was actual truth that came out. Let's see what the Gilded says to clarify these cards. Spirit, clarify the King of Wands, please. You're definitely standing in your power, Sagittarius, for sure. You came out twice in your reading. King of Wands. Okay, we got the Two of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune. And the Six of Wands. Okay. What this tells me is that there was some hesitancy on making a decision. And the hesitancy was based off of, I mean, the Six of Wands is victory, yes, but it can also be, you know, worried about what people would think of you. You know, what when people say your name, you know, what's your legacy? What do people say about you? And you may have been in a role where you were talking and teaching, maybe you were a teacher or whatever, and you just don't want to do what you were doing before. And you've had to make a decision to go into something that you don't know exactly where it's going to go. But it stops you from trying to be front and center. I'll say that. Whatever this decision is that you're making, it's stopping you from being front and center. And then, well, hold on. And then there are some of you that's making a decision to close something out so you can be front and center. Spirit just gave that to me too. So there's two stories going on. Let's see what the Knight of Swords says. Knight of Swords in reverse, please, Spirit, for Sagittarius for October. Knight of Swords. We got the Nine of Wands and the Hangman. So here you are a third time now in your own reading with the Nine of Swords with the Hangman. And the Four of Cups flew over to the Six of Wands. What that tells me is that for the ones that made the decision to not be front and center, and, you know, and maybe you haven't made this decision yet because you do have the Hangman here, and the Knight of Swords in reverse is no communication, so maybe you're not talking about this, but you know you're going to have to make a decision, and something's going to have to end to start that will again. The problem is that you're kind of nonchalant about one of the options, and you're trying to figure out if that's really something that you want in your life. It could definitely even be something that's hurt you. It could be this relationship, because you got the Four of Wands coming out next, which is indicative of, like, you know, soulmate, twin flame relationship, and it could just be just cutting out the not talking. The Two of Swords, cutting that out and grabbing that Ace of Swords and having this talk about everything that was missing in the relationship, and you're, you know, battered and bruised, but you're really still ready and willing to fight for it. You're just kind of waiting on them to show that they are too. There's lots of messages coming in for you guys. Holy cow. Okay, let's do the Four of Wands. Anything I get, if it gets confusing, guys, if it resonates with you, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm just spilling out what I'm getting. Four of Wands. Four of Wands for Sagittarius, October. You got Judgment for the Four of Wands with the Emperor, with the Two of Wands, with Justice. That's heavy. It's good. It's just heavy. So for the ones that cut something out of their lives to be victorious in something that they needed to work on because they knew something was missing, and they are starting the conversation, they're going to be starting a conversation on how to fix this partnership that they're in, it absolutely will work. If the communication is there, if the real raw truth of everything is there, and there's meat to that conversation, it's not just superficial, it can definitely work. You've got Judgment twice, or yeah, Judgment twice. You got Justice once, the Wheel of Fortune. You've got the Six of Wands, which is victory, the Four of Wands, and you've got the Emperor and the Ace of Swords with the Chariot, which is whatever you're choosing, you're having victory in it. Clarify this Ace of Swords for Sagittarius. Ace of Swords. So we got out the Magician and the Moon. So what this tells me is that there's some things that maybe you didn't know with this conversation that's going to come out. You maybe didn't know some of this stuff. Maybe this is stuff you did know and you're realizing how long you've known it, but you just never talked about it. This truth is very healing. With the Moon here, it is things being revealed, but it's healing because of the Magician. There's a lot of healing power in this truth that has just not been talked about. And you can do it on your own if you want to. You're realizing that. But I think in this that your partner realizes that as well, because they're coming up as the Emperor with this Four of Wands. And you're choosing that. You're choosing to fix what was missing. You're choosing to, yeah, you're battered and bruised and you know, a wounded warrior, but you're still willing to fight for it. You're just waiting to see if they are. And it looks like they choose to do that, and justice comes out in your favor, so you have balance. Clarify the Chariot, please, Spirit, for Sagittarius. Clarify the Chariot. One more for the Chariot. Clarify the Chariot for Sagittarius. Okay, bottom of the deck, right there. We've got the Lovers on the ground. Okay. So for the Chariot, you got the Nine of Swords, which is a lot of anxiety, worried, not being able to sleep, things like that. You're worried about stability. You've been really stressed out about what you've already built. And this can be when you choose that when you're in the Hangman position, whether or not you're going to stay with this partner you've had for a long time, and what you're going to cut out of your life so that you can have victory with that. And you are sitting up thinking about it and how you can fix it and bring stability back to the situation. And you are talking as well. But your words are healing. Like I think their words hurt because maybe you didn't know some things. Your words are healing, okay? And this conversation happens in real life. Like it's not like I mean, it could be a message, it could be a letter, it's something like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be in person, but when you're realizing that you want to be with this person that you've worked so hard to be with, you guys go back to this stage, which is the Six of Cups and the Lovers. You choose to go back to being happy and remembering the good times and loving each other, and it's just really great stuff. And there's a lot of brand new, honest, healing beginnings that's happening with this. Okay, no wonder there's judgment. Judgment is things coming together the way that it should and being balanced, you know, and working out in your favor. And the last card you got was the Lovers. That's fantastic. What did we get here? So we got the Nine of Swords with the Moon, with the Eight of Swords. Okay. What this is telling me is that if there is, you know, if there's still some Sagittariuses that are still going through some anxieties, some things that have not been discussed. You know, there's some stuff that's in their mind. They feel like they can't get away from it. You can. I mean, she's not really chained. She's not hurt. She's not harmed. She can walk away from it at any time. There's just some that feel like they can't. And if they do walk away from it, they're just so hurt that it's very difficult to do much. And this is like kind of like a warning. Spirit doesn't want anybody in this type of energy. Let go of the worry, let go of the anxiety. If there's stuff that you need to talk about because it's in your head and it's, you know, running crazy in your head, just talk about it and get it out, out and open, and you'll feel better. Believe me, you'll feel better. This is energy that people have already gone through, or going to be going through. And people that follow me know I'm Sagittarius, and I did actually go through this already. And I tell you, this energy here does nothing but immobilize you, and it makes you, it makes it very difficult to even get up and want to do anything, you know. So that's just kind of like a warning in a sense. Just get out of your head, you know. Don't stay there in the negative. Start focusing on the positive. This is good memories. This is positive memories, you know, remembering the good times and having those conversations that are hard to have with your partner. Okay, guys? I hope this resonated with somebody out there. I love you guys so much, and I hope you have a wonderful October. If you like this video, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.